What up, YouTube? It's Nintendo Boy. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's been about not about a week, probably about 5 maybe 6 days, depending on when I post this video, since I last made a video. But for good reason. The holiday seasons are up on us, and I've just been really busy, and I haven't had a lot of time to record. And also I've gained a Call of Duty Black Ops 6 addiction, so maybe I'll talk about that in a different video. But for right now, I'm here to bring you guys another Multiversus video and kind of update y'all my feelings on the game and currently what's going on with the game as of right now. So if you haven't really noticed, and since I haven't had like a whole lot of time to like really just play Multiversus, but I've still been kind of paying attention to it on the YouTube aspect of it. And I have been noticing that a lot less YouTubers have been posting about Multiversus. Like overall, I've just seen like a lot less Multiverse videos in my timeline, and I don't know, maybe it's just my algorithm, or maybe it's just, I'm not, getting like, notified or whatever, but I've just overall haven't seen a whole lot of Multiverse videos on my timeline, and it's kind of sad to see, because I'm kind of starting to see that same trend we had during the beta, where the beta started losing its traction and popularity, and people just overall just stopped, posting YouTube videos, and overall just stopped playing the game as a whole. And I'm sorry, you guys, I have a puppy, and apparently he just needs a bunch of attention. So, but anyways, I've just noticed a lot less Multiverse videos overall, and it's kind of sad to see. And which led me to make this video on another thing I've noticed, is that it's weird to me, because I was actually watching a Smash tournament. I think it's called LACS Rivals. So it's basically a Smash and a Rivals 2 tournament, basically put together, where a bunch of Smash players come in to enter in a Smash tournament, and also featuring Rivals 2. It might be more of a Rivals tournament than anything, but nonetheless, it's still like Smash and Rivals, and I think Melee is there. So Smash Ultimate, Melee, and Rivals 2. Maybe it's some other games featured there I just don't know about, but I haven't really looked into the full details of the tournament. I just noticed that it's mostly Smash and Rivals. But anyways, to my point, I noticed that there's no Multiverses, and it's weird, because I really wonder why Smash players just don't give this game a shot. Like, they just have not really showed their support of the game, and not just like casually, just everything in general. Like, I don't see Smash players, posting Multiverse videos or updates, or and for good reason. I understand Multiverse is completely different from Smash Brothers. I don't expect a bunch of Smash YouTubers basically transition over to Multiverses when Smash is their thing and not Multiverses. But it's weird to me that a lot of Smash players are choosing to spend a little bit of their time competing in Rivals tournaments, making Rivals content, and in TO organizers essentially making, putting together Rivals tournaments. But we don't see that a lot for Multiverses, and it's kind of sad to see. And I think overall, I'm not saying that the Multiverses community or the game in general just needs Smash players or even the Smash community's approval to exist, but I think it would just be really, really good for the game if they did, if that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? It would make the game so much better if it did get its approval from Smash players in general, but it just doesn't. And I think it just hurts the game overall that that this community does not see any support from the Smash community whatsoever. And that's in both aspects of the game, both casually and both competitively. We just don't see the support for this game at all. And I do think it's due to Multiversus overall just losing trust in a lot, not just even Smash players, but in the gaming world in a general, especially with how the beta ended. When the beta ended, it essentially shut down the game. The game went down for a very long period of time. You could not play it. You couldn't even play it offline. So if you spent any money on skins, or you bought any of the battle passes during beta, you essentially felt like you got cheated, as you spent money on the game and the game just shut down, and you know there was nothing you could do about it. You could not play the game, you could not log in, you couldn't do nothing. You just kind of had to sit there and just take WVs and play a first game's word for it that eventually it will come back. And I think a lot of people didn't think this game would come back, and for a minute I thought it wasn't going to come back neither, as it went on such a long and, you know, tedious absency that I just thought the game was not coming back in general. And the fact that we didn't get a lot of updates during that long period of time, you just thought the game wasn't coming back. But eventually, as we know, as we are here now, we did get the relaunch of Multiversus, but the game was completely different, as it slowed the game down tremendously. The character sizes got way bigger, and the game was just overall very different. It went from a fast-paced, you know, a game all about movement and, you know, outmaneuvering your opponent, to a game of basically who can outpatient the other player and get their long, horrendous combos looped in, you know, basically looped before their opponent can. Because I really do think the reason why a lot of Smash players do not like this game or will not give this game a shot is because when you look at the aspect and the skill gap between players in this game, it is not as far as the skill gap in the Smash communities. And what I mean by that is, let's just take this as an example, right? And I know a lot of people don't compare about the competitive side of Multiversus, and if you don't, you probably don't even need to finish this video, as I'm really looking at the more competitive aspect of Multiversus. And, you know, not that I'm a person who just very competitive myself, it's just that I've always been interested in the competitive aspect of any game, whether it be, you know, a fighting game or a shooting game. I love competitive as a whole. But not trying to steer off from what I was about to say here, let's put this as an example, right? Take a Smash player like a pro player like Light, who plays Fox, right? And then compare him to any other Star Foxes and just in general, from casual to other people who are trying to be pro or just like him, and you can clearly see from the way he plays to, you know, other Fox players that he is way better than other Fox players. It's just no question about it. The skill gap is just tremendously high, and I think that's good when it comes to competitive, because you know that he spent time practicing and fine-tuning his Fox, whereas other players who didn't practice as hard or fine-tune that character, they're not going to be as good as him. Whereas you take a typical Batman player in Multiversus and you compare him to any other Batman player, like a high-level Batman player to any other Batman player, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. You can just be like, you know, he's really good, but is it the best Batman player in the world? Because all the Batman players do the same thing, and it's really, you can really see that if you just pay close attention to the competitive aspect of Multiversus, is that a lot of these characters and the way they're structured, the skill gap isn't as high when it comes to competitive. Like, if you play Batman and you know, watch other Batman players, they're not doing too much anything different than what you're doing. Because the game is revolved around just getting your jabs off and being really, really, really patient, and a campy playstyle, so it's not too much different. You know, there's not enough like character to player distinctiveness where you can pretty much tell if a certain player is playing a certain character. There's not enough expression in this game because the way the offense is built. The offense is built around being defensively careful and not being impatient or being too aggressive, because you can't afford to be too aggressive in this game because of the whiff and a lot of lag, and the way the game is really, really slow. You're really better off being very campy and slow in this game, and that's how you're going to get your wins. Whereas other games like Smash and Rivals, you have a lot more room to be offensively aggressive and be yourself and be, you know, a little more character expressive to where distinct yourself between other players and whatnot. I hope this is all making sense, because, you know, I'm not the best at explaining things, but I'm doing my best here, so I hope you guys can understand this. But I don't want to make this video too long. I just kind of want to express to y'all that, you know, and this originally wasn't going to be a video comparing Smash to Multiversus, but hey, that's just how it went. I kind of freestyled this. I didn't really go off a script here. I just kind of wanted to put my feelings out there, and just this is just how I'm feeling at the moment. So, but you guys can let me know in the comment section below how y'all feel about Multiverse as a whole. Do y'all think the game will shut down again? And I don't think so, but a lot of times the way I'm seeing the game just slow down in momentum, less and less YouTubers making multiverse videos. I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers trying to experiment, move on to different things, and some are just not posting at all, and it's just very weird to me. I'm not gonna put no names out there because I'm not trying to say these guys are lazy or they're quitting, or at the end of the day, these guys are grown men and they can do whatever they want, and I'm not trying to say they have to post multiverse videos because they're quote unquote multiverse YouTubers. But hey, I'm just calling it out there. I'm not seeing a lot of multiverse videos, and it's not just one YouTuber or two, it's a lot of them. I'm seeing a lot of them just switch over to different games, whether it be Dragon Ball, Call of Duty, any random ass game. They're just moving on, and it's kind of sad to see because I really like this game. And you won't never see me just not post any multiverse videos at all. I'll at least make one or two, even though I haven't really been feeling the game myself as of lately. That's why you haven't really been seeing as many videos, because I'll be honest, I'm kind of burnt out on the game. I pretty much had my fill in Season 3. I thought Season 3 was a big fail for this game. I think Season 3 was pretty much fell super flat, and it just didn't go so well. And I think this season will follow suit, and for a lot of reasons. Don't get me wrong, Raven is a good pick for a character, and also Marceline, but I think what's ultimately going to fail this season is the fact that you had a really, really bad season in Season 3. Season 4 comes along and you decide to, make 2 separate battle passes because, hey, you have to go on a vacation, you have to give your workers breaks, and that's fine and all. But as you can see, taking a break after a very, very bad season is not only a bad idea, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't have took a break because it's the holidays. You can't just not spend time with your family during Christmas and Thanksgiving. But a lot of people, I feel like, are not happy with the game right now, even with the buff to fast fall, and giving certain characters speed buffs is just not enough. There's just people are just realizing that, hey, this is basically still Season 3. It's Season 4. It's not no different. You just slapped Raven in the game, and and you thought everything was going to be all peachy, and gave us a couple of new stages, and an arena mode that it's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I think it looks fun. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched other people play it. It looks fun, but it's just not enough. With Rift mode being a complete snore fest, nobody plays Rift mode, bro. It's boring. I just think it's gonna fall flat. That Season 4 is gonna go on a long break where we're not gonna see any updates, probably no character changes or any exciting news for quite a while until after the holidays, and pretty much when Season 4 is about to end. I think about time Season 5 comes around, I think nobody's gonna care about this game anymore, and it's just gonna be left in the dark. And and I think the only people who will be essentially playing multiverses are just the core audience. And don't get me wrong, the core audience what matters in the game, but when it comes down to it, you always need new players joining every now and then to kind of keep the game fresh and keep the game feeling new. You always want new people coming in, trying out the new characters that are added. But if you only have the core audience paying attention to the game, and only that core audience, cares about the game, and never new people come in, no other YouTubers making new videos on the game, it kind of feels dead. Rather you see players playing on the game or not, and you hop on, and you may be able to find some players playing the game at a point, but with no, I really do think YouTube plays a big part in whether a game feels dead or not. I don't think this means necessarily that the game is dead. Don't get me wrong, just because you don't see a lot of YouTubers posting a game doesn't mean the game is dead. But I do think YouTube helps play a part in whether a game is considered dead or not. Because look at games like Fortnite. People like to say that Fortnite is dead because essentially they don't have the same numbers they used to back in Chapter 1 and 2 and maybe even 3. But at the same time, you still have that core YouTube core, that post regularly for Fortnite no matter what. You still have people like Cyper PK, Ninja, all these guys who have been there since the beginning and have not given up on the game, and they still post Fortnite videos all the time. So that always shows that, hey, this game may not, be like that once super popular game that brings in new players every single day, but we still have that core YouTube audience that always pays attention to this game, always there for a new update. And even though we do have people who don't play the game on the regularly every day, they still show back up for updates. And I think that's just the difference between a game like Fortnite and Multiversus right now, where even an update can't even save this game. I mean, like, I felt like Raven dropped and, people played it for a day or two and they just kind of just said, I'm not interested. And I just think the next time we have like a big update, being season 5, I think we'll have a lot less people who, usually come back in for update day to check the game out, just not show up at all and not care at all, no matter what the character is. And it's kind of sad to say. And that's when you know a game is completely dead, is when you make a new update and nobody cares at all. Like, even the people who check in to be nosy, even the considered quote unquote haters, don't even tune into it because they just know for a fact that, hey, this game just doesn't matter anymore. But hey, these are all just my opinions. I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel. But it's Nintendo Boy signing out. Peace.